Please welcome the writer, producer of The Forge, Stephen Kendrick, and joining him is the star of Kirk Franklin's The Night Before Christmas, the BET series Kingdom Business, and now the star of The Forge, Aspen Kennedy. Give him a big welcome. Now, before the show, I said I'm not even going to talk to Stephen. I've talked to him before. There's nothing exciting about him. But Aspen.
Yes.
This is a film, you shine, man. I mean, it's very powerful, and it's the story of a kid that needs a father figure.
Yes.
When you read this script, did you identify with it? Because I know that faith is a big part of your life, and you are a believer.
Yes.
So this film puts you in that kind of role, but when you read it, did you say, yep, I want to do this?
When I first read it, it truly showed me that God was so present in my life, even growing up, because like you said, I didn't have my father growing up, but you know, I felt seen because I related to Isaiah so much of having a praying mother and the Lord being true to himself and being my heavenly father, and it's such a blessing to be a part of this project. You
grew up in Memphis. Did you think as a kid growing up, I'm going to be an actor someday? Was that part of your dream?
I actually did a few commercials and print work. My mom, she registered me for some projects, and I worked on that, but I had no clue at all. I love basketball, just like Isaiah in video games. So, yeah.
I have a feeling that acting may take you further than video games and street basketball, but it's just me talking. I don't know for sure.
Yes.
Stephen, talk to us about the development of the script, the film, and one of the things I always love about Kendrick Brothers Productions is that the film always is accompanied with a study guide. There's something that after the film,
that's right,
you don't just walk out of the theater and say, oh, okay, that's great, but there's actually a follow-up.
Well, we believe that movies ought to not just be delicious and entertaining, but nutritious and life-changing, you know, and so we will spend months in prayer.
I like that.
And we'll spend months in prayer saying, Lord, what's on your heart? What direction do you want us to go in? And the Lord focused us back in on discipleship. It was Jesus's priority throughout his ministry. He ends by calling his disciples to go out and make more disciples. I think right now we have a generation that's digitally connected, but very relationally disconnected.
Yeah.
And this whole idea of not just preaching from a distance, but engaging people in close relationships, it's how Jesus modeled it. And so we show it in vivid display in The Forge. And it takes you on an emotional roller coaster. You're relating to Isaiah and his fatherlessness. You're relating to a praying mama who doesn't know what to do. But this also coincides with War Room. We bring back Miss Clara in this movie. Priscilla Shire actually plays two roles. Priscilla plays Elizabeth and her twin sister, Cynthia, and they actually interact in the movie.
Stephen, you're just cheap. You wanted to get one actress to play two roles. Come on, you and your brother Alex, I know what you were thinking. If we hire Priscilla, she can play two roles. We don't have to pay her one salary.
Twice as good.
There you go. That's what you were doing.
But the movie's full of laughter, but it's very heartfelt. Aspen is a world-class actor. He does an amazing job. The forgiveness scene in this movie is so raw and so real. When he forgives his dad and calls on God to be his father, people are weeping in the theater. And when people walk out of seeing The Forge, they're either saying, I want to be discipled and learn how to fall in love with Jesus, or I want to go pour into somebody else and help them learn to fall in love with
Which
Jesus.
is exactly what you can hope for.
Yeah.
Aspen, the role of Isaiah, this is a character who really goes the full spectrum of rebellion and anger, all the way to a point of resolve.
Yeah.
That means that as an actor, you have to really work through an extraordinary level of emotion. Was that the most challenging part of the role you play?
It was actually, it was a great challenge because it reminded me on a day-to-day basis of inviting the Lord in my heart to work through and to express his message, because it's such a powerful film. It glorifies the Lord, and so many hearts will be touched, so it just inspired me to stay in that place of reverence, to invite the Lord into my heart every single day. And every single scene we had prayers, and it just was a testament that it was an experience for me as well. It impacted my heart, and every time I see the screen, it touches my heart as well, so it definitely was a blessing.
And there are young men all over this country who are a lot like the Isaiah character.
Yes.
Angry, bitter, father has disappeared. being raised maybe by a mother, grandmother, praying for them, but not able to break through and understand the manhood that is trying to come out of that young life. I think that's one of the reasons this film has such power, is because it touches where a lot of young men are. Do you find, even among your peers, that that's a real issue for many of the young men?
It is a real issue because a lot of times if they don't have their father in the home like I didn't, again, I was graced to understand who God was before I even picked up a Bible. So once I read the Bible, I'm like, this is God. This is who he said he is. Like his promise says, I'll be a father to the fatherless. And I'm a testament of, even though I didn't have my father, the Lord stepped in and showed me and put a desire in my heart to know him more. So once I got this script, I was like, okay, Lord, this is what you've done in my life privately. And you allowed for me to deal with this in my individual life. So now I could be a vessel for this project so many other people can be set free from unforgiveness or father issues.
I think that after hearing both of you, everybody who's watching this show is going to say, I got to go see The Forge. And I hope that they will, and take others with them. Buy tickets for people that may not be able to afford them. The Forge opens nationwide on August the 23rd. It's coming up right away. If you go to Huckabee.tv, we have links not only to the theaters and how to get the tickets near where you live, but also to a program about ticket gifting so that you can share the film with people who might not go unless you help them by getting a ticket for it. Also, there'll be a link to the Kendrick's books, the study guides like this one. It says Devoted to Jesus. And I think you'll find a wonderful, wonderful tool to take the movie beyond the theater. I don't know how busy you are, but since you're clearly slacking off watching YouTube videos, you probably got the time to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell and the like button. That way you get updates on new videos.